What's up everyone, it's Brad with the Hodl fandom. This is my weekly market update video, but it's not squeezed into the typical 60-second YouTube short format. There's just some really important information that deserves more time. This also shouldn't be a full-length video. I just know that 60 seconds won't be enough for this. So just a quick note, I did take this past weekend off, this past Easter long weekend off, just to focus on my taxes and spend time with family. But we are back to normal this week. And it was about the market. We are seeing an increase in the comic market of about 9.8%, but I do think it's a bit of a trap. Now, don't be fooled here, guys. I have this feeling the deep pockets in the community are trying to sell us on a bull run here, but are really serving us just a big poo-poo platter. Now, in order to elaborate on that, I need to quickly explain a few things. First is the psychology of the markets, particularly those new to this whole crypto stuff. Now, when markets rise, that's when people generally FOMO into things. Now, when it drops, those same people panic sell. I do think most of the people involved in crypto and NFTs, I think a large portion of those people, this is their first crypto cycle. It sounds kind of ridiculous to the veterans, and I'm sure most won't admit it, but I'll admit it. There were past bull and bear cycles where I was like that. It really takes at least one to change that rookie mentality and to truly understand buying low and selling high. The next thing that needs to be explained are the general catalysts for the Veve market. Not the Ecomi token, that's different. I'm talking about the Veve collectibles and the comics. Now, I think the future clampdown on bots through KYC, market and gem restrictions, and the overall bearish cycle in the overall NFT space and the metaverse spaces. These are things I've mentioned many times before, and these are things that will add negative pressure to the market. Positive pressure will be added when we get more users and allow the whales to buy our collectibles and comics with Ecomi to NFT. Now, I personally think right now there will be negative pressure before the positive ones. In addition, Veve user growth has continued to be pretty stagnant, and gems continue to be diluted amongst the increasing population of collectibles and comics. So there's no real reason right now that the markets should be increasing. But why is it increasing? The first big clue is when we look at what happened 30 days ago. 30 days ago, we had the biggest drop ever on the platform. Remember what I said about market psychology? When the market dips, people panic sell. Let's also remember this little nugget right here. All listings are removed after 30 days. So after the biggest market dump, 30 days ago, people panic listed and undercut. Those listings are about to expire in the next few days. So the floors will absolutely increase, but it's not a bull market, it's artificial. We've been consistently seeing more sellers than buyers over the past month. I think we are starting to see the signs of this 30-day listing removal creating some cyclical action. The previous drop occurred in early February. Now, I don't have all the metadata to see what accounts are doing what, but you can see 30 days after, in early March, another spike. I'm willing to bet a big driver for that were the delistings. Then the subsequent drop because nobody's buying. There were less buyers than sellers. Something is happening a little different right now, this time around, versus the previous run-up. The whales are buying, but I'm also seeing on Twitter people with deep pockets are selling the idea of the next Veve bull run. Again, there's no real reason the Veve marketplace should have this rise at this point, unless there's some sort of insider information. So something doesn't sit right with me, and it sure seems like to me some people who are fortunate to have that disposable income are buying low, sweeping the floors, and waiting for this peak. And if you remember that investor psychology I led with, they're trying to get people to FOMO in as the market artificially rises. Again, that's not a real rise. That's driven by what's looking like a Veve cycle. Hey, let's just call that the Hodl fandom cycle. Isn't that what people do when they discover things? Anyways, in order for people to take advantage of this, to sell at this peak, you need buyers. Otherwise, it'll just crash like it did before when the relistings happen and the undercutting happens again. So they're selling you on a bull cycle to get the buyers. So please be careful buying their magic beads. So what are my strategies right now? Well, I'm not buying, but if you want to know, here are the best MCP points per dollar spent. I'm also not selling at a low. For things that are not grails, not tied to a set, and things I'm not personally attached to, I'm gonna list them, but at a price that I want to sell them at, where I'm at profit. Now, there's a chance, again, the floors get swept, the floors get removed because of the delistings, and then we get a run up, and then maybe panic buyers pick them up. But I'm selling on my terms, making profit, and then maybe buying back when the market dips again. So my suggestion, take a look at what you're in profit in. Don't undercut or list them at a low. I am expecting a run up, And not financial advice, but I do believe that run-up will be temporary and artificial. So please be careful out there. At the end of the day, nobody truly knows what's going on. I just have this data that tells this story. And I wish I had the full metadata, but I just track this all manually and I analyze it manually. I do this for myself and my followers to help us all make the best decisions possible. Because in these bearish times, you kind of have to take off your investor hat and put on your flipper hat. And this data and this analysis is what really helps with that. Anyways, this is your longer than normal quick market update. Thanks so much for watching. Please consider liking, subscribing, and following. And I'll see you in the next video.